noticed is sometimes the guys would not. That it has to be defined too.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
you don't just meet someone and you're playing with the person's emotions, like I said, and the girl in question doesn't really understand what you guys are doing. There has to be your relationship has to be defined.
Well, when talking about communication, it's a two-party something. You understand? It has to do with two persons, a guy and a girl. And for a girl, if you look at a guy that he's not giving you what you expect, I think you ought to call for a conversation and straighten out things or let the guy know.
That is when, if the guy is willing and ready for that communication. Oftentimes, you see guys are always very busy. They tell you, I love you, I love you. You need to put it to work.
So with this your word, irrespective of the fact that the guy is saying he loves you, if he doesn't make time for that communication, then I think the relationship should not go on. If he tells you he loves you and mere
You don't just
communication,
say I love you and you don't show working.
that's what I'm saying.
Show working.
If he loves you and
Show
mere
working, I mean, it's not
communication,
just money. Women love money. Money has to be involved too.
money will come by the way. Money.
But,
Don't start sounding like Sadia Bunch.
no. I'm not going to that aspect. That's why I said let's not talk about that.
Okay,
That's part of it.
but it's all part of it. But where I'm going is
But what I'm saying is good relation. You guys should talk about
what
talk
you
to
want.
each other about what you
What you
want.
want.
You know, and a relationship I know doesn't just start a day, but then that is where you have to define your relationship
Through communication.
through communication.
And if you're honest in the communication, you should know what you're committing yourself into.
Yeah, so you don't end up messing with one.
So I think for getting a better relationship, I think communication should be
It's
paramount.
key.
Very, very
That's
key.
key. Yeah.
How you guys communicate,
Giving
effective communication.
your partner attention. Attention is also very, very paramount in a relationship.
Wow, that's nice. So in terms of outside, let's say communication is very, very important.
That's a key factor.
Which other factor do you think we can mix with communication? Because we do talk about communication,
Creating time for
honesty,
your
for
partner, which is don't be too occupied. Sometimes you guys could go out for have good time, spend time
Yes.
together. Not just about my girlfriend is coming. Okay, she
You
has
need
to
to
do
be
the.
ta in the house.
I don't know what you're talking about. But I mean, but not just as a boyfriend or a girlfriend, as a spouse. Don't be too. I need to make money. I need to make money. Create time to take your partner out. It also cements, that in a course where in a time where or in times where your partner, your man is not around, you always remember the fun time you guys had, and you always want to wait on for another moment like that.
Okay, now we're talking about the fun part. So now, in a relationship where the guy is so busy and you guys are starting the relationship, and via the talking stage, you observe that the guy spends like 15 hours on his job regularly.
That's where understanding comes in. I was also going to talk about that as a key factor. Understanding is very important. You should understand your man as a lady, and the guy too should understand his woman. So understanding is very important in a relationship. It doesn't always has to be the girl or the lady's own. You should also consider your man and understand that the nature of his job is one that is very demanding. So you don't have to come to put so much pressure
On him.
on him. Yes, he's human and his body could also
Get exhausted.
he could get exhausted. So you should understand with your man that there are times when he has to also take care of himself and all that, and may not have that time for you guys to do all of that. So in all, it has to be balanced. When your partner as a lady, a woman, is trying to show you some understanding, you should also reciprocate it and appreciate her. appreciation is another one.
Appreciation.
Appreciate each other.
Because you see some persons, they start a relationship with someone, you understand, and maybe on the first date, the guy might be thinking of something else, the girl thinking of something else, and they leave that aspect of communicating to know each other's thoughts and plans. And in the next 6 months, maybe they've had one or two interactions, maybe sex would have come in between them, and they are getting attached to themselves. And when the attachment wants to grow, one person starts complaining that you don't have time, but forgetting that this person spends.
It's usually on the side of the women, because you know women loves attention. I love attention a lot. So it always happens on the side of the women, but you wouldn't blame her. She's feminine, so all she just needs is her man's attention. I don't think it's too much to ask, but while you're doing that, you should also
Try
have
to
this understanding that
understand what
he
it
too
takes.
has his own he's dealing with, you know. So understanding is a very key factor in your relationship.
Okay, so you've been talking and you've been like the man.
No,
the
I've
man.
not just been on the men.
Mm.
You know, I've not just been hitting hard on the men.
On the men.
I've talked about the
About the
women
women.
and the men too.
So now, when you look at our society now, you find out lots of stories, relationship, and marital breakups, and is it that we lack this communication or honesty or appreciation in our society presently? Because it's looking like it's more of a norm in the society now. You wake up in the morning, you see this celebrity is like this, that one, and it's feeling like a norm. Is it that we're missing out something? Because if we stay here and talk about these factors that can get you a better relationship,
Well, sometimes family, you know, sometimes
okay, external
family
factors,
background
okay, matters a lot.
Yeah, family backgrounds matters a lot. Sometimes these men have a very different orientation,
From the house
You know,
he came out from.
and it doesn't help him in his marriage. That oftentimes leads to a divorce.
Okay.
And then sometimes to the lack of time for your partner, like I said, lack of communication. Oftentimes the men feel it's just about the money. I'm going to give her money and she's going to be fine. It's not just about the money.